Dylan said, virtual address. What are the requirements for a business virtual address? I'm currently using a virtual address that only forwards mail, and it appears it's an actual building on Google Maps. Is it valid to use this address on bank applications? Can anyone answer for me? Is one word or like a acronym that I'm going to say, and let me see if anybody's like star students right here. What am I gonna say? Like, what's the phrase that I'm gonna say? Gino was close. I mean, he didn't do the every letter, but what makes a virtual address like fucking dead in the water or good enough to use? Yup, Marcel's on it. Yup, Ryan. CMRA. CMRA, Commercial Mail Receiving Address, which is essentially a PO box for businesses. And that's what they see when they see that word. How do you find it? Marcel said it. USPS lookup tool. I always just Google USPS lookup. I click this zip code lookup, and then I go find by address, click it, and I can type in an address here. This is an address that's sold for like $100 a month on Opus that I got fucked with. And I'll show you guys what I'm looking for. Y'all know I've done this though many times. Okay, look, here's the address. By the way, if you don't know how to spell your address, this is the legit way to spell it. Always look up your home address and any business address you're going to use prior to using it through this tool, because it's going to show you. Let's go back and actually do it again. Let's pretend I did 848 Brickell Avenue, spelled it the whole word, and then I did Penthouse 5. I spelled it completely out of whack. It's technically correct still, but for the banking algorithm side, it's technically different, right? So look, so you guys see me spelling the whole word, right? And then the number, or if I fuck it up like this, if I can spell 5, if I find it, I will be able to see the difference. Oh, this is how the USPS address has it on file. This is how I should spell it. Copy paste that shit, put it in your notes, and be like, I will never spell the address unless it's spelled like this. Huge. Literally the difference between a prequal and a denial is spelling it the right way. Don't ask me why these billion-dollar corporations have typo problems, but they do. So keep this shit in mind for funding and all that. Also a good way to find the last 4 digits of a zip code, which is just like, I rarely use it, but it's nice to have this little piece. And then when you click this and you open it, you're able to see this section, which says commercial mail receiving agency. And this address is marked as yes, which is red flag. You don't want your address marked as a Y for yes. You want it to be an N for no. So you want it to be not hot. This is done. This is, you can't use this address. It's trash. All the banks are going to get scared from it with good reason, because this is basically saying like it's a PO box. So you need to make sure, number one priority, that your virtual address is not a CMRA. After that, for good measure, you want to look it up on Google Maps and you want to see that it's legit or it looks legit. So we're going to look this one up. This is what attracted me to it at the time. Looked it up. It's like, boom. Okay. Street View. All right. Oh yeah. I was like, let me do Street View. Boom. Right in the middle of Brickell, like First Bank. Yeah, that looks legit. Oh my God, it's a bank building. And then it showed you like a little conference room and shit like that to sell it. But like, it doesn't matter what it looks like. It could be a fucking little tiny business. Whatever. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It helps that it looks good. And it definitely should not look like a postal box. But what matters more than how it looks is this. CMRA, yes or no. And there's also a CMRA form that you want to avoid at all costs. The CMRA form 1583, it looks like this. A lot of you guys have seen it. If you try to go with Regis, Da Vinci, all those address companies, you'll see this. They'll make you fill this out. This is like the fucking red circle on the Xbox 360. You're done. You're cooked after you use this. If you use this, this is literally raising your hand saying, I am okay with marking this address as a CMRA. I don't know why they're all shit quality, but let me see. But yeah. Oh, it's because they don't want you to fucking copy it and use it. Anyways, the CMRA 1583 postal form, it's if you fill this out and you send it to the virtual address company, they're gonna now mark your unit as a CMRA. And so you just shot yourself in the foot. Like all that work was for nothing. So avoid that. But that also means they can't forward you mail if they don't get that form. So wherever you get a virtual address has to be like, if you're going to mail something to it, you have to be able to drive to it and pick it up. That's how you avoid the CMRA thing. But also, like I've said before, the business address is just like the business principal office. It doesn't have to be your mailing address. So I mail stuff to my house. That doesn't affect my funding and how my address looks everywhere. Publicly, my principal office is such and such, but I can still tell the bank, hey, mail all my cards and my statements and stuff to my house. I like it mailed to my house. It's a preference. Doesn't affect funding. So you can have two different things. You can have a business address that's different than the mailing address. This is for LLC stuff. We just talked about everything that I just said was LLC level talk. Sole prop people can go home based. Everything's the same. The name is the same as the business name, like literally their first and last name. Address, home address is the same as the business address. A lot easier to verify. It's not going to be blown up anywhere publicly. But yeah, so did that answer the question to the people with the videos on and you see a thumbs up? Was that good? Was that good enough? Okay, cool.